Alright everyone, this is Exodarren here coming to you with a development update video, mainly regarding the knockback that has been implemented recently. As has been shown by Nephilim, he made a video about this, I think about a week ago or something like that. So yeah, well, before I begin with that, for the people that are interested, I would just like to point out that the AI overall that I posted multiple sneak peek videos about has been put on hold for a while now. Mainly because Nephilim pointed out to me that he would like to see a few components in the game, like knockback and the impact spawner, and I felt that this was also a good idea for now because the AI overall is there's some good progress there, but it will need a lot more time before that will be finished. So yeah, I put that on hold. The impact spawner has been shown off by Nephilim as well in the Moblin video with the Tolblin Tosser. And also the Dungflinger has been shown off as a spawnable aura, which makes use of the impact spawner. So that's all pretty cool. That's all working, and will probably also work for units like the Ice Archer in the future. So the Ice Archer will also fire projectiles that will spawn an aura that will slow down units in an area, which is now also possible. So you'll probably see that in the next update, if Nephilim gets down to that. But yeah, this video will be mainly showing off the knockback and in which state it is currently in, and probably this will also be the stage that you will see it like in the next update. I will also quickly mention the new knockback resistance that's been put in as an extra component, and certain bugs that have been fixed, certain little additions to the knockback that you haven't seen before, like the animations. And finally also be showing off the stunning. There's also now a stun component, which well, there is already is stunning for the knockback itself. So the current stun component already makes use of that. But anyway, now that that's all out of the way, I just like to start off with the horizontal knockback first, which can be seen right here. I have the glaive grunt, which I gave some horizontal knockback, so just a simple force that is applied to the unit that has been hit, of course. In this case, I just picked the town guard as an example, and you can clearly see that he's being pushed back. He flails, and then at the end he will recover himself. I'll just as a final little stage, I'll just show it off in slow motion. So slow motion doesn't look as good, but of course you'll be seeing this while the battle is raging on. So this is I would call it a separate addition to the knockback, because of course there is also vertical knockback like Nephilim showed in his video. So, but yeah, before I start with that, I would like to show off the stun component as well and how that is currently working. So yeah, once again we have the glaive grunt here, as you can see on the screen. And whenever I hit the town guard in this case, there's actually a stun going on. You'll see it with a little animation. However, the current animation that I'm using is the death animation in very slow speed, because there is no real stun animation in the game as of yet, or in the mod, however you wanna call that. So yeah, Nephilim would still have to work on something like that. But yeah, stunning is also in the game, like separate stunning based upon a specific chance. So yeah, that's also a new addition that has been put in. Now, before I move on to the vertical knockback, there is one final part that I have to show off, which I completely forgot about, which is collisions that occur during knockback, and in this case particularly the horizontal knockback. So once again, I have the glaive grunt here, and I will just try to place him in a position where I will knock the unit back into the rock over there. I'll just also show the obstruction. So here you have the obstruction boxes, and hopefully if I hit him correctly, so this time it's just a regular knockback, but if I hit him within this object, he will be stunned, and he will also show off the death animation once again, just as a replacement, the current placeholder. But yeah, whenever this occurs, then yeah, like you can see, the unit will also be stunned for a specific amount of seconds. There will be more math involved here in the future based upon weight and all that kind of good stuff, but right now that is not in the engine yet, or in the components, or again, you can whatever term you want to use for that. But yeah, that's also a neat little addition that is also working for vertical knockback, but that has its own application, because of course vertical knockback brings different sets of mathematics into the equation that have to be accounted for. So this is just there also for a horizontal knockback, showing off the death animation as a placeholder. But before I start to talk about the vertical knockback, I would just like to give a quick shout out to Smiley, who sent me his version of the knockback, and I used a small part of that for my own base of the knockback setup. So definitely shout out to him for that. So yeah, right here I have Bigeron with me, and I gave him some vertical and horizontal knockback because that's a requirement. And this is probably also, for most players or most people, this is the most interesting part of the knockback. So pretty excited to show that off. I think Nephilim was as well. Now, there is a lot to talk about with vertical knockback, but I'll try to keep it somewhat brief. But yeah, also like the mathematical equations. Stuff like the mathematical equation, I'm not really going into too much detail on that, because, well, frankly, it will just take too long, and I don't really think you will care either. So vertical knockback is a separate element that ties into the horizontal knockback, and when units are, well, flung, I think that's the correct word to use here, when they go into the air, they are stunned, and they will also be invulnerable during this. And so yeah, while they're stunned, there can also be collision in the air, which will completely stop the horizontal knockback, but it will finish the vertical aspect. Because of course, otherwise, if that wouldn't be the case, then units would just like be stuck in the air. You'd have to like clamp them to the ground instantly. So when there is collision in the air, they will stop moving horizontally, but their vertical aspect will continue until the end. There is also a damage delay in place, so whenever units will be knocked into the air, then if that were to be the killing blow, then they will die at the end of the knockback. So that will look a lot better, in my opinion, and this was also pointed out in Discord. So yeah, there are sounds in place for the knockback. I currently can't really show them because there aren't really any knockback sounds yet, but Nephilim is already working on that. And finally, there's also a little Easter egg sound effect that I put in with Nephilim, because Nephilim thought that would be funny. But yeah, I'm not gonna spoil, of course, what that will be. And but yeah, later on I will show off some of the new animations, because here I'm just showing off some of the Hylians and how it looks for them. But yeah, but before I really go into that, I will quickly just show off the knockback resistance, which I will show up with Link here. So yeah, Link here has some knockback resistance for himself, so you can clearly, it's a little bit difficult to see, but he has 50% knockback resistance, so of course the knockback is reduced heavily for him already. And this will also be an element that can be influenced by technologies and things like that. So there will be units in the game as well that will have 100% knockback resistance. So they're basically immune to knockback, and there will be units in the game that will have maybe 10% knockback resistance, or 20, or go up to like 50 or 40. We'll see. That will be up for or that will be decided by Nephilim probably, and the balancing team in the background, how we want to do that. One thing I forgot to mention, now that I think about it, is that there is fall damage as well. Whenever a unit is knocked into the air, at the end it will calculate how long the unit was in the air, and then it will calculate a fall damage based upon that. So that is also in there. But yeah, to finish off this video, I would just like to show off some over-the-top knockback with the Amanis, just for fun, with some of the new animations that are in place. So yeah, guys, I hope you look forward to the next update with the Darknets and the Moblins and all of the new cool mechanics that are now part of Hyrule Conquest. So alright guys, see you later and have a good one.